Hey everyone! So today we're going to talk about something that really challenges our whole idea of what wealth is. We're going to look past all the flashy, loud stuff you see online and dig into a much more powerful, more sustainable strategy, building quiet wealth.
So let me just start with a question for you. When you hear the word wealth, what pops into your head? Is it the supercars, the giant houses, the perfectly curated Instagram feed? Yeah, that's the image we're all sold. But what if the realest, most powerful kind of wealth is the stuff you can't even see?
And this right here is the heart of what we're exploring. On one side, you've got loud wealth. It's all about visible status, getting that public approval, and racking up online attention. But on the other side, there's quiet wealth, and that's all about quiet, steady progress, building strong internal systems, and taking focused action. You could almost say one is a performance, while the other is a genuine strategy.
Okay, so let's dive into that strategy. We're going to break down how you can shift your entire focus away from just looking wealthy to actually building a rock-solid foundation of sustainable financial strength. This is where the real magic happens.
So what is quiet wealth really? Well, it boils down to three absolutely key things: clarity, control, and sustainability. See, this isn't just about having a pile of money. It's about knowing your financial systems inside and out, directing them with a clear purpose, and building something that's truly designed to last for the long haul.
Now, this is a really important distinction to make. When we say quiet, we don't mean secretive or hiding your money under a mattress. Nope. The goal isn't to be sneaky about your success. It's all about achieving a strategic focus. Basically, tuning out all the noise and distractions so you can maximize your growth without anyone else's agenda getting in the way.
And achieving that kind of intense focus really comes down to 5 core principles. Think of these as the foundational rules of the game for building quiet wealth. Let's break them down one by one. All right, here they are, the big 5. Number 1, value consistency way more than appearance. 2, you've got to actively direct your money. 3, treat your focus like the valuable financial asset it is. 4, remember that good systems will always beat impulse. And finally, number 5, build resilience from multiple supports. So let's dig into that first one.
First up, consistency over appearance. Most people are totally fixated on what they can see, the external stuff, the spending habits, but the strategic builders, they're focused on what's happening beneath the surface, kind of like an iceberg. They're quietly strengthening their internal financial systems, letting their wealth grow and compound without needing a single person to notice.
Principle 2 is all about taking action. Your money cannot just sit there doing nothing. Think about it. With inflation, idle money is actually losing money every single day. So a quiet wealth builder makes sure every dollar has a job. It gets directed into productive assets, things like index funds or maybe a side business, where it can actually grow instead of just evaporating in a checking account.
Now this brings us to a huge one, and it's probably more important today than it's ever been. Your focus is a financial asset. All that constant noise from social media, the endless comparison, it doesn't just drain you mentally, it literally chips away at your ability to build wealth. By intentionally limiting that noise, you protect your headspace and your ability to think clearly and make smart, strategic moves.
I absolutely love this next principle, mostly because it's just so true. Systems outperform impulse. Real long-term progress isn't built on a few lucky guesses or emotional decisions. No way. It's built on solid, repeatable processes, like automating your investments, that take all the guesswork and panic right out of the equation.
In this chart here, it perfectly shows our 5th and final principle, resilience. So that one tall bar on the left, that's what a single income source looks like. It's a massive, wobbly point of failure. True, lasting wealth looks a lot more like the structure on the right. It's built on multiple, layered streams of income that create real stability. So even if one of them takes a hit, you're not going to topple over.
Okay, so that's all the theory, the big ideas. But how do we actually put this stuff into practice? Let's talk about the specific, concrete actions you can take, like right now, to apply these principles to your own life.
So here's your playbook. First, keep your spending modest and invest the difference. Second, actively move your cash into assets that can actually work for you. Third, maybe don't broadcast your financial goals to the world. It just adds unnecessary pressure. Fourth, use automation for your long-term investing to keep it consistent. Fifth, patiently and methodically develop new income streams over time. And finally, protect everything you've built with proper planning. You can see how every single one of these actions ties directly back to those principles we just talked about.
And when you start doing all these things together, the effect is so powerful. You're systematically stripping emotional, impulsive decisions out of your financial life, and you're replacing them with steady, quiet, forward momentum. It's all about progress, not perfection.
All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's zoom in on what is maybe the most important piece of this whole puzzle, your mindset. Because look, these actions are only going to stick if they're backed up by the right long-term philosophy.
So let's boil it all down. What's the core mindset? First, always remember that your wealth is going to grow way faster with focused, disciplined attention. Second, quiet consistency will always beat loud, flashy, sporadic effort in the long run. Third, good systems don't trap you. They actually give you freedom from the stress of making a million tiny decisions every day. And finally, the best way to protect your money is to keep it strategically moving and growing.
At the end of the day, if you remember just one single thing from our time together, please let it be this. Real, long-term wealth is built patiently, not loudly. It's a marathon of thousands of deliberate little steps, not a sprint for attention.
So, I'll leave you with one final question to think about. Based on everything we just covered, what is one quiet action, no matter how small it seems, that you can start taking today